Hello, everyone, and as per Carol's lovely introduction, I'm Carrie, and thank you so much for having me here today. Today I want to talk to you about mental health and why mental health matters. I can assure you this won't be death by PowerPoint, nothing personal. The screen will just show the topics that I'm going to cover in my talk. So heads up, I am much better as a one-to-one. And when I talk in public, I get very nervous. And I am literally shitting myself right now. Literally. But hey, that's my shit. So it really is an honor to be in this room, surrounded by so much strength, courage, and a shared understanding of a very unique journey. I know that many of you are at different points on this path. Some are new to living with a pouch, some have been on this journey for a while, and others are in the middle of a very difficult decision, considering pouch surgery for their future. I want to speak to all of you, acknowledging the unique perspective each of you bring, sharing a little of my own story and my work. So I'm a psychotherapist working with general and ostomy clients. But I also see family members, as it's really important to acknowledge the fear, the worries, and the helplessness that they feel too. After ostomy, or J-pouch surgery, my case J-pouch surgery, the way we see ourselves can change dramatically. It's not just a physical transformation, it's an emotional and a psychological one. The scars, the new anatomy, and the changes in function can all contribute to a feeling that your body is no longer yours, resulting in low self-esteem, a profound sense of loss. And our bodies tell the story of our lives. Every scar, every mark, every change. But after a significant surgery, like ostomy surgery and pouch creation, that story can suddenly feel foreign. It's a very real and valid experience. To look in the mirror and not recognize yourself, and to feel like your body is no longer your own. This can lead to suicidal ideation, shame, lack of confidence, and a difficult relationship with your body. Some days it can feel like your journey. And this journey, few others understand. But actually, you're part of a community that understands the unique challenges and triumphs of this pre- and post-life-altering surgery. I'm here today not just as a psychotherapist, but also as a member of the ostomy community. I have an internal J-pouch and a stoma. In my practice, I use a Gestalt concept called figure and ground to understand your experience. Think of it like a spotlight on a stage. The figure is whatever the spotlight is focused on. It's what we're most aware of at any given moment. The ground is the rest of the stage. The backdrop that's always there but goes unnoticed. For many of you, after your surgery, the pain becomes the dominant figure. It was the spotlight, day in and day out. The fear, the fatigue, the constant awareness of your body's new reality. All of this took center stage. And in the background, pushed into the shadows, was everything else. The love for your family, the joy in your hobbies, the creativity in your art, your sense of humor even. Your resilience was there, but it was in the ground waiting to be seen. My work with clients isn't about erasing the pain. Attempting to force the pain out of the spotlight often makes it more insistent. Instead, we work with the pain, treating it not as the enemy, but as the messenger. We invite it to be present, but we also begin to gently and with great care turn the spotlight. We make space for the joy, the hope, the self-worth that have been there all along, just waiting for their turn in the light. So, let me share a little with you about my personal journey. Since 1995, I've had a total of 17 surgeries, a mixture of bowel and abdominal related. And since February 2023, I've had my stoma, Mimi, my fourth in fact. I was initially diagnosed age 23 with severe ulcerative colitis. I was in an abusive marriage. I had my son, who was only 6 months old at the time. My late dad had been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So you can imagine, things were not easy. But finally, after trying medication for a very long time, I made the very difficult and scary decision to have my large colon removed, an ilioanal J pouch created, and a stoma formed. Over the years, I've had multiple visits to A&E for blockages caused by adhesions. I struggled with excruciating pain. Oops, hold on, not there yet. I almost died twice, and I often felt like I was never going to feel normal again. All the physical problems that I experienced were beyond tough. But it was just as hard, if not harder, dealing with the emotional aspects. And throughout the majority of those times, there was no one to help me. No one that really understood and that really got it. And at times, I felt like just going to sleep and not waking up. And this was one of the main reasons I decided to become a therapist. To be able to do something that I loved, but also to help clients to navigate their internal world, to be able to manage their external one. The choice to specialize in working with ostomates was an easy one for me. I wanted to be able to sit and offer that which I didn't have. As I said, someone who could say, I get it, I understand, and really mean it. And I am so lucky to have a job whereby I wake up every day and I know that I love what I do, and I know that hopefully I'm making even a small difference to those I work with. When we're given a diagnosis and advised that we need to have a stoma, an internal pouch, and as I said in my case, a J pouch, and sometimes a fistula, there are so many uncertainties and fears about how this life-altering event is going to completely change our day-to-day existence and how we'll cope. Some people feel like their whole world is about to fall apart, and sometimes it does. How do you manage this devastating news? Your surgeon will tell you what the procedure entails as much as they can. They'll be as sympathetic as they can. But then you'll not see them again until the day of surgery. You'll see a stoma nurse who'll go through all the different types of products, how to use them, how to manage the bag. And they're also very sympathetic and very caring. However, following various conversations and meetings with stoma nurses, they have a huge caseload of patients and just can't spend as much time with each of them as they'd like to. So, you have all this information swimming around in your head, and you're feeling overwhelmed. What happens after that? Who do you talk to about these emotions, these fears, these worries? If you have close family and friends, that's amazing. They'll give you a certain amount of support. But how do you manage the feelings you can't talk about or the feelings they don't understand? Well, one option might be to see a therapist like myself that doesn't only have experience of working with individuals considering or about to have ostomy surgery, and those who are post-ostomy surgery, but who also is one. Someone who has life-learned experience that you do. There's also my colleague and my friend, Aileen, who's here today. Say hello. And she also has experience as an ostomy psychotherapist, having lived experience herself with a very close member of her family. As long as you're pointed in the right direction and to the right person, it can also be life-changing, but from a positive perspective. Especially seeing a therapist who genuinely understands what you're going through and what you've been through. To be honest, a good therapist is able to work with anyone that's sitting in front of them. But talking to someone who has a stoma or experience of it brings a completely different connection into the room. Every now and again, we all need a helping hand to manage our responses to life situations, whether it's responses to diagnoses regarding pre or post-op surgery, or just needing a listening ear to work through difficult thoughts or feelings. For those that have never had therapy, the way in which I work is a humanistic approach. Empathic, warm, and non-judgmental, which is what you expect most therapists to be. But I focus on the here and the now, being in the present moment. My role as a therapist is to really hear, see, and metaphorically hold my clients through whatever it is they're finding hard to manage. It's a healing journey we go on together. My journey has given me a unique perspective, bridging the personal experience of living with a transformed body and the professional insights of my work. The psychological and emotional work is just as important as the physical recovery. For those of you who've recently had pouch surgery, you may be feeling a powerful mix of hope and uncertainty. The hope of a new life, free from the constant challenges of your previous condition. It's a tremendous motivator. You've gone through so much, and this surgery is meant to be a destination, a return to a new normal. But as many of you know, it's not always a straight path. As a therapist, I see this period as a time of profound integration. There's often a sense of grief for your body, the one you had before, and the normal old life that you lost. There can also be unexpected frustrations or pain with the new pouch itself. In Gestalt, we call this unfinished business or an unfinished situation. The physical surgery may be complete, but the emotional and psychological process continues. My work with new pouch clients is to create a safe space to talk about these feelings. The gratitude, the frustration, the embarrassment, the shame, the fear, without judgment. We work to gently and compassionately integrate the past with the present so you can move forward with a sense of wholeness. To those of you who have been living with a pouch for a while, you may have found your rhythm. The initial fear might have subsided, and your pouch has become part of the ground of your existence. It's there, but it's no longer the constant figure in your awareness. You've developed an intuitive understanding of your body's signals, and you've found a way to live a full and happy life. However, even with years of experience, a new illness, a stressful event, or a bout of pain can suddenly bring the pouch back into the foreground. The old fears and anxieties will and can resurface. My work with long-term pouch clients is often about helping them reconnect with their strength and their resilience when these moments occur. We practice refocusing awareness, reminding ourselves that while the challenge is real, it doesn't have to consume the whole picture. You've already done the work of integration, and you have the tools to do it again. And to those of you considering pouch surgery, I want to acknowledge the immense weight of that decision. You're likely being pulled in many different directions by medical advice, stories from other ostomates, and your own fears and hopes. Again, this is not just a medical decision. It's a profound life choice, and it's okay for it to feel overwhelming. My work with clients considering this path is not to tell them what to do. I'm not here to give advice. My job is to help them listen to themselves. In Gestalt, we believe that you have the answers within you. The key is to quieten the noise and bring your awareness to what is really present for you. We work on distinguishing between the anxieties and the fears of the past and the genuine, intuitive feelings you have about your future. We practice trusting your own body's wisdom and your ability to make the best decision for yourself. Regardless of where you are on your journey, the ultimate goal of my work is to help to practice making contact. This is the art of being fully present with what is, with your body, with your feelings, and with the people around you. It's about letting go of what should be and embracing what is. So you're navigating the practicalities. What are the things that often occupy our thoughts? We heard before about diet, nutrition. This is often one of the biggest sources of anxiety. What can you eat? Will you ever be able to enjoy the foods you liked before? In the early days, it's about being cautious. But over time, it's listening to your body. Your pouch will teach you what it likes and what it doesn't. But the main fears stem from a deep feeling of lost control. Before your illness, your body functioned predictably. You ate something, and your body processed it. The decision to go out for a meal, what to eat, meeting friends for coffee, or even attend a simple event was an easy choice. Now, that foundational trust in your own body has been shattered. Every meal can become a calculated risk, a potential trigger for urgency or discomfort. This isn't just about managing a physical condition. It's about mentally navigating a world where the most basic human needs, eating and socializing, have become or can become sources of anxiety. The state of constant vigilance creates a persistent, low-level stress that can feel exhausting and isolating. Then there's urgency and socializing. The fear of not making it to a bathroom on time can be isolating. We have all had that feeling, and we all know that feeling. The sudden, powerful urge that interrupts everything. This is a very real aspect of life with a pouch. The key here is not to fight the urge, but to learn how to respond to it. This can involve pre-planning, as you probably all know, and I'm not trying to teach you to suck eggs, but you learn how to plan as to where the bathrooms are in any new location, a skill many of us have mastered, and being compassionate with yourself. If you have an accident, it's about letting go of the need for perfection and accepting your body's new rhythm. When it comes to social situations, communicating with a close friend or a partner can make all the difference. You might say, just so you know, I might have to pop out to the toilet suddenly. It's no big deal. It's just how my body works. You may not be in control of your bodily functions or the reactions, but you're in control of how you manage it. Then there's travel and work. For many, this is the final frontier in conquering an internal pouch. The thought of being far from a known bathroom, as I said before, it can feel scary. It can feel terrifying, in fact. But you can and you will travel, and you can and you will work. The same principles of preparation and self-compassion apply. For work, it's about establishing a comfortable routine, and if necessary, a quiet and understanding dialogue with an employer. Remember, your health is a priority, and it's okay to need a little extra time and space. Then there's the intimate and emotional journey. This is the area where the relationship with your new body truly gets tested. The body image situation, the feelings of embarrassment. Our bodies tell us a story of who we are. When that story changes, it can be hard to accept. You may look in the mirror and not recognize yourself. You may feel embarrassed by the scars, about who you were and what you used to look like in comparison to who you are and what you look like now. But in Gestalt, we believe in staying and sitting with the feeling. This means acknowledging the shame, the fear, the grief, the sadness, without judgment. It means looking at your scars and your new body with a sense of gentle curiosity and not criticism. These scars are not flaws. They are the evidence of your strength and your survival. The work isn't about ignoring these feelings or pretending that everything is okay. It's about making contact with the truth of what is. The low self-esteem is real. The suicidal ideation is real. The grief for your old body is real. And the embarrassment and shame is real. By sitting with your discomfort and truly seeing your body as it is, when you work with a therapist, you begin to change your relationship with it. Your scars are not a sign of brokenness. They are a physical testament to your incredible strength and a testament to the fact that you're here, you survived, you healed. When you can look at your body with that kind of gentle, non-judgmental curiosity, you start to rewrite the story of your self-worth. Your new body, external and internal, tells a story of that courage and resilience. It is that story of your survival. By shifting your perspective, you stop seeing your body as a problem to be hidden and start seeing it as a powerful reflection of who you are. Now, there's the topic that often feels too personal to discuss, and believe me, I go anywhere and everywhere. Sex and intimacy. This is an area of deep vulnerability. The changes to your body can affect your sense of intimacy and desirability. It's crucial to be open with a partner about your feelings and your fears. Let them see your vulnerability. It can sometimes bring you closer. Take the time you need to reconnect with your body and discover what feels good. I encourage you to open a dialogue with a partner. This can be scary, and you might worry about how they'll respond. But being honest about your fears, your fear of rejection, your fear of not being desirable, they can create a powerful bond. You might start by simply saying, I'm feeling a little insecure about my body right now, and I'd like to talk about it. Or you could say, I'm still getting used to my body's new rhythm, and I'd like to go slowly. If your partner loves you for you, they don't just love you for your body. By inviting them into your emotional journey, you allow them to show their love and support in a way that goes beyond the physical. It's very easy to focus only on the physical act of sex, but intimacy is so much more. It's about a look, a touch, holding hands, or simply sitting in silence with someone that you love. And before you return to sexual activity, consider exploring other forms of closeness. You could start with a non-demanding touch, a hug, a hand on the shoulder. Exploring new ways of touching that feel good for both of you, without expectation or outcome. But what if you don't have a partner? If you don't currently have a partner and are unsure as to how to navigate this with someone new, you might be really worried about telling them. Okay, so what's the worst case scenario? Imagine it fully. A potential partner reacts badly, says something negative, says something hurtful. Okay, and then what? You learn that they aren't the right person to have in your life. You've dodged a bullet. And you've saved yourself from a relationship that wouldn't have been fully accepting. By fully experiencing your fear, you take away its power. You realize that you can handle the potential negative outcome, which makes it less intimidating. The most important thing is to take control of your story. You can't control how another person will react, but you can control how and when you share your experience. Your pouch or your stoma is not something to be revealed like a dirty secret. It's a part of your life. It's a testament to who you are, your resilience, and as I said before, your strength. So when do you tell someone? Well, this is a personal choice. There's no right or wrong answer. You can wait until you feel a genuine connection and trust is building. And for some, this might be after a first date. For others, it might be later. The key is to trust your own gut feeling, literally. How do you tell someone new? What do you say? I'd suggest speaking with confidence and calm. Avoid apologizing or acting as if it's a burden. You might say something like, I want to share something with you that's a part of my story. A few years ago, a few months ago, whenever it was, I had surgery for a medical condition. And now I have what's called a stoma. Now I have what's called an internal pouch. And it's something that helps me live a full and healthy life. And I'm telling you this because I want to be open with you as we get to know each other. This is one of the best ways to gain empowerment back. You take control of you. There are a number of techniques that you can implement on your own when you're managing difficult situations, whether they're panic attacks, fear, embarrassment, intimate situations. And you'll find these on your tables if you'd like to take them away with you. They're just some techniques that will help you to manage if you need them, if you want them. There's the power of acknowledgement. This is huge. This journey is not about pretending everything is easy. Everything is okay. It's not. It's about making contact with what is, with the good days and with the bad. The pouch is a part of you now. And I'm going to say it again. It's a testament to your resilience and your courage. You've got here. Think about and remember why and how. What gave you the strength to get to this point in your life? Why are you here? Who's been there for you to get you to this point? By addressing all these topics openly, we can remove the stigma and give ourselves permission to feel everything. The frustration, the fear, the triumph and the joy. So what's one small thing that you could do this week to practice making contact with your new body with a sense of compassion and curiosity? Have a think on that. So if you have thought about or are now thinking about speaking with a therapist, and one of the things stopping you are finances or waiting times. About a year ago, as I'm sure Carol's mentioned, the IA implemented a new initiative, which you may, or I'm sure some of you do know, whereby they offer 3 counselling sessions pre-surgery and 6 post-surgery, dependent on the needs of the individual. And as I said, these are all free. Whether you're contemplating ostomy, pouch surgery, you already have one, or you're struggling generally, you don't need to do it alone. And I'd like to finish with this. Life is 10% what happens to you, and 90% how you respond. While we can't control all the circumstances that come our way, as I mentioned before, you have the power to control your reactions to them. There we go. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me today. And I look forward to chatting with some of you during the rest of the day, if anyone has any questions. Thank you.